All right, guys, this is the first episode of character analysis for the son of Wolverine and Storm. Quite a few fans have been asking me to do something like this, so I'm going to give it a shot. And if the views of this goes right, then I will continue. And I guess we'll just try to take it from there. Okay, so first up, I am Eddie Johnson, the creator of the Son of Wolverine and Storm. I came up with this show idea a few years ago, and I went to this acting school in Southfield, Michigan, and I met a whole bunch of cool people, and you see some of them on the show. Reggie, that plays the Breaker, and Rebecca. I met Reggie first, and he introduced me into Rebecca. She ended up getting the lead role as Agent 16. So it was awesome the way how this whole show came together. I met Terrence Bastion off Facebook, Bruce off Facebook. I already knew Sean and Tracy Williams, who work at the casino with me. And, other cast members I met through other friends and family, and, basically so on and so on. But anyways, I just wanted to give a little bit of focus on certain characters in the show, because there's a lot of new fans and people out there that don't really read comic books or not really into this whole universe yet, and some people may be confused or they may not understand. So I'm going to break down a few of the characters on the show just to give people a little bit more insight on what is exactly the message I'm trying to portray through the show. And what is it exactly that these characters are trying to necessarily do. So let's start first with Edward Oro Howlett. I play him, of course. He is the leader of the Fab Five. Since they're all from Michigan mostly, and just representing Detroit, and just the Wolverines are awesome. So him, Agent 16, Iron Fist, Bruce, and Miles make the Fab Five. There's going to be a new computer program named Gladys that's also going to help the team. So Agent 16 and Tony Stark, they kind of, hooked up an extra backup program just for the squad. So we're kind of branching it into this Fab Five theme now with the oncoming future episodes. But anyways, Edward Oro Howlett is the son of Wolverine and Storm. He has an adamantium skeleton healing factor. He has all of Storm's powers, and he has the ability to heal and also regenerate adamantium. We haven't gotten into a lot of Edward's full strength powers yet, because by me not having much of a budget, there's only so much I can do. But I'm definitely trying to come up with the most creative ways as possible to show and display what Edward really can do, because this guy is awesome. He eventually will probably be an almost Omega level mutant when he gets to full strength, but it's basically going to take him a while to get there. Edward really wants to go back in time and save his father Wolverine that passed away many years ago. So he encounters a new guy named the Architect, who he meets every time he attempts to go back in the past to save his father, or just going back in time period. There's other type of mutants and deities and spirits in the universe that you will come across when you get more into the time travel aspect. And I really think the show is cool because it gets to focus on that. And then you get a chance to see Bishop. I'm going to try to bring him back a little bit more too in some of these further episodes. But anyways, Edward Oro Howlett wants to go back in time to save his father Wolverine. He feels like his father is the only person that really understands him. Him and Storm relationship is a little bit rocky. A little bit of Edward's backstory, like toward the end of him and his mom's really, good relationship side, when the things were kind of turning bad. Edward Oro Howlett, he was probably like around 23, 24 years old, and he was at the X-Men mansion, and he was smoking weed outside, and some of the other mutants were being influenced by him in a way. And Edward meant no harm. He was just being himself, but his mother didn't like that. Professor X was a little upset at Edward, but not really. He was still, letting him explore his talents. And Edward feels like his father is the only one that understands him, because when Edward's father came around, he told Storm to lay off, just let him, do what he does. He's my son. He's stubborn like me. He's going to do things differently than the way you would do them. So it's just building the dynamic that Edward and his mother kind of have a little tension, but he does love his mother. He does respect her. And eventually they will make up. But right now in the story, Edward really wants to save his father, and he is stubborn just like James Logan Howlett. So you can't really expect him to be a mama's boy or be that type of guy who will run back and say, oh, mom, I'm sorry, you know, I love you, blah, blah, blah. He's not really quite like that, you know. So just bringing this out so people could kind of understand some of his mentality or mental stability at times in certain episodes. His brother Mizrahi is the son that Storm already previously had. Well, she's really his godmother technically, but she basically raised him like, you know, he was hers. But anyways, Mizrahi, I'm going to try to bring him back in a few more stories too. And what a lot of people got to understand is when you're making your own show, people's schedules are like all over the place. Most of the cast members that you see haven't even really met each other yet. Surprisingly, a lot of us have not. I'm the only person. I'm the glue basically. I know everyone. I met everyone, and especially with the newer characters too. But a lot of certain cast members have not even met each other yet. So this show is still growing. It's still gelling. It's still coming together, you know, and it's very crazy the way how all this ends up getting put together. And just to let you guys know, I do most of the filming myself. When I'm in scenes, I will have another cast member hold it or whatever, and then I have my partner Chris Miles. He comes in and helps me out a lot too with the editing. But I'm basically doing like the majority of this show myself, and it's really, I'm not going to say stressful. It's fun right now, so I'm enjoying it. But you know, as the show gets bigger, I'll definitely try to pass along some of the responsibilities to other people that I come across, you know, that I could feel that I could trust to get certain things and make sure the job gets done, because every 2 months I try my best to put out a new episode for you guys. And I'm thinking maybe Thanksgiving at the rate we're going now will be episode 6. So you could check it out on our anniversary, which is Thanksgiving Day. Because if you look back in 2015, that's when episode 1 came out. So now here it is a year later, we're on episode 6. So it's only right that I will put it out near Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving Day. So you guys can stay tuned for that. Also, with Edward Oro Howlett, he loves Detroit. A lot of people were asking me why, you know, isn't he in New York or, you know, where most of the X-Men are. No, Edward Oro Howlett was born on a Blackbird when the X-Men were actually flying over Michigan. They went out on a mission, and on the way back, Storm, who was pregnant at the time, started giving birth to Edward. Wolverine was there, Professor X, and everybody. It was a beautiful thing. And when they got back to New York at the X-Men mansion, that's when Apocalypse, who posed as a doctor, came in to check on the child and kidnapped me and took me back to the past. So Edward Oro Howlett basically was in the past until he was about 12 years old, and then Bishop finally made his way back to help, you know, save him and bring him back to the present. So Edward, his life has already been really stressful. I mean, imagine that you're a baby being born and someone is posing as your parents or posing as your father, you know, and that's why Edward has such a wild and evil side at times, because of being raised by Apocalypse for the 12 years back then in Egypt. But anyways, back to the present day. Edward Oro Howlett, he decided that he wanted to go out on his own. You know, he left the X-Men mansion. He ventured out in Detroit. He was homeless for a while. He joined a gang. He became a bodyguard for a mob boss. There's a lot of flashbacks and backstories I want to show with this character to bring it out a little more, but I just been having trouble casting the right people at the time. But just beyond that, Edward has lived a crazy life, and basically he loves Detroit because he feels like Detroit is his home. And you know, of course, me, the creator, I'm from Detroit, so I got to big up the 313, baby. But anyways, back to the story. So Edward, he wants to protect the city at all costs. He wants to bring light and hope to the city of Detroit, and also just fighting bad guys around the whole world. He just wants to do great things and do good things with his powers, you know. But Edward definitely does have another side, and you know, that raging demon inside of him will be coming out, you know, in the next few episodes. We're going to try to, you know, speed things up just a little bit to try to give you guys a little bit more, so you could look for a transformation of Edward Oro Howlett coming up soon. And hopefully I could bring my friend Russell into the fold, who plays Doctor Strange. He is an excellent actor. I met him actually out there in Southfield at the studios in Michigan, where I met Reggie and Rebecca, the Breaker and Agent 16. So Hopefully I can bring in Doctor Strange. I'm going to introduce a couple more new characters, and I have a girl who's supposed to be coming by to play Domino. This girl, her name is Nicole Hayes, and she is a beautiful, beautiful female, and she's going to do an excellent job. Hopefully, if everything goes right, I'm actually going to be filming with her tomorrow, so we're going to try to bring Domino in on a few episodes and build her character up. And just also to let you guys know, a lot of us in the cast, we play multiple roles. You know, I play Edward Oro Howlett, Evil Agent Venom, Deadpool, and I'll possibly be playing Dr. Doom and a couple other people. Terrence Staples, he plays Terrence Bastion and Deadpool with me, and most of us also will be, you know, playing henchmen and people with ski mask on or whatever. It doesn't matter because you can't see the face, but hopefully I can try to get some really more good cast members to help out and some extras, and definitely try to look for a little bit more funding. You know, even though I don't have a big budget, I'm still not going to let that stop me. I think, you know, like I said before, in an interview with my homeboy Carlos Rab, you know, reading Marvel Comics, I learned the most important thing is that the impossible is possible. So if you keep trying your best and putting your best foot forward, I'm pretty sure God will put a foot there with you and some doors will open. And like I said before, even any event Marvel Comics says no and they're not interested at all, it's okay, because I'm still going to go down in the history books as one of the first black variations of Wolverine, if not the first. But, you know, by him having a son with Storm is more acceptable in the comic book, quote unquote, nerd world. A lot of people in life don't realize that there's like 3 or 4 different worlds going on simultaneously with, you know, just living regular life. You know, you got the streets, you know, the thugs and the hood, the gangster, you got that type of world, you know, in the drugs and stuff like that, shootouts, you got that type of world going on. Then you had a creative world. You got like, you know, comic book people, video game, nerd, more of the creative aspect, you know, and then you got other people who are atheists, who don't believe in God, who live their life this way or whatever. So, you know, it's just like a lot of things going on in general with just living. And I really enjoy doing the show because a lot of people in Detroit have tough skin and they're not really, quote unquote, so much into the creative comic book aspect, you know, especially living here in the hood. So I'm opening up the minds to a lot of people who never thought or who never knew about certain things with the comic book world. So I'm so excited by doing this show. My homeboy Sean Hill, he's a huge Spider-Man fan. He's got the Spider-Man symbol tatted on his arm, and for him to play Miles Morales, it's just like a dream come true for him, and he's one of my best friends, and I just love doing the show. Like, you guys don't understand, like, this show is so fun to do. So I'm going to keep it going as long as I can. We're going to just keep making new episodes, and hopefully Marvel Comics will say something, you know, soon, or, you know, like I said, even if not, it's okay. We're still going to continue to do this as long as we can and enjoy it. But this was character analysis number 1, Edward Oro Howlett. I'm going to do a second one of Agent 16, just give y'all a little bit more background story on her. And then, I will do more of the other characters, in the next few weeks. But just make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. I noticed we're getting a lot of great views, but we're not getting a lot of subscribers. So, hey, if you're a fan of the show or you like it, or even if you're on the ropes right now, go ahead and hit subscribe, because you're going to see in the next few episodes, the show is going to continue to improve. It's going to get better. We're just still learning and getting everything together, and I'm writing some really, really cool creative new stuff for the future episodes. So just stay tuned, you guys, and thank you so much. For the real hardcore fans out there, we do have a GoFundMe account. If you look on GoFundMe, just look for the Son of Wolverine and Storm, and we're definitely taking all donations we could get. It's no pressure at all. I want to do some free fan giveaways too. So people start leaving more comments in the comment section. I will start finding some of you and asking for your address, and I will be mailing you posters and shirts and different things for the show. And thank you for being a fan of it. And once again, man, shout out to the whole cast of the Son of Wolverine and Storm. You guys are awesome. I really can't wait to work with Jonathan, airs again. You know, he's away right now, but hopefully Graydon Creed can come back. He did such an excellent job. And shout out to Tracy who is our special effects guy. He's doing an excellent job with that. And the haunted house, you know, that we're able to shoot at Dark Legacy, you know, the Dark Legacy attraction. Like, shout out to all you guys out there. If you notice in some of the episodes where, you know, the creature things are coming out, you know, we're able to shoot at a haunted house, and it's really cool. And we are definitely going to be going back out there soon once Halloween passes, maybe like November, December. We'll probably go back out, shoot some more scenes there. And to all the local businesses in Detroit, I'm looking to shoot scenes in locations. So if you see the show and you like it and say, hey, you know, Wolverine Side X, you could come shoot here for an hour, we'll, you know, put it all together and come out and do it. I definitely noticed a lot of my strengths and weaknesses thus far doing the show. I'm trying to improve on the green screen, as you guys mostly know, because the first few episodes I made quite a few errors, but it's okay because I'm still learning and I'm still getting it together. But I like doing real life shots. Like, those shots show so good, like just being out in the real world. So I try, you know, not to use the green screen too much. I have to use it, especially for Agent 16 and now Gladys, this extra computer program. But I'm going to try my best to get us to get out there in the real world. So anybody in the Detroit metro area, if you see the show and you like it and you have a business, a warehouse, a office, a restaurant, anything, you know, even a car dealership, which shout out to Victory Chevrolet. We shout out there. Shout out to Jared, who works there, the Kingpin. And, you know, we're just definitely looking for more locations and places to shoot some scenes at. So feel free to email me, guys, solidxtv@gmail.com, and I will contact you back. And thank you all once again. This is character analysis number 1. I'm going to do Agent 16 right now, back to back. So stay tuned. Peace.